Hello everybody, I'm here with a different video here. Okay, first of all, you know me as, you probably know me as Anime Senpai for the most part. And on my game channel, I am Krista. And as you can see with my character here, it's Krista Uzuki. Now, I just want to address a topic that I originally wasn't going to talk about this, but I guess I'm going to be talking about it after all. The thing is, you know, there's this whole thing about Blizzard going on, and it's been causing a lot of, well, it's been quite interesting. There's been like, well, apparently I guess this all started, I don't know, maybe, from what I'm hearing about, like, from WoW players, World of Warcraft has been going downhill since, like, 10 years ago, and it's been getting even worse in the past, especially worse in the past, 3 years. And now, this year, there's a lawsuit from the state of California against Activision Blizzard for harassment of their employees, and one of the things even led to a death of one, suicide, which is very unfortunate. It's always sad that you know, I mean, I've never really been actually personally attached to anyone that has committed suicide or has been killed in any way, but I have experienced death, and death is not the best thing by any means. It's actually very, yeah. So, and you know, this whole thing is just fucking stupid because, you know, if people at Blizzard, if they could just keep their stupid hands to themselves, they wouldn't even be having this stupid lawsuit in the first place. But no, they had to be freaking stupid, and they had to grope around, and it's just freaking dumb. So, as you can see here, I am not playing World of Warcraft. I have never played. I don't think I've ever played a Blizzard game in my life. Well, maybe about like 15 years ago, I think I did play a little bit like StarCraft. I think StarCraft was a Blizzard game. But for the most part, I mostly just play games from like Square Enix and a couple other companies. But Square Enix usually has like most of the games that I play. There was also that one company that did the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. Though I did play those. Those were fun. I can't remember the name of the company for that right now at present. But that's like one example of something that wasn't Square Enix that I did play. So what does all this stuff mean with like Blizzard? Well, you know, with all this stuff with Blizzard doing poorly, we've had a few waves. I think we had our first wave from Blizzard players, from World of Warcraft players back in Heaven's Ward, which is the first expansion of Final Fantasy XIV, and that was about 6 years ago. About 4 to 6 years ago. That's when like content creators like Zeppla came over. Zeppla is the only one I know of that came in during that wave. And there was Chris from Work to Game. He's been playing since A Realm Reborn. He was playing World of Warcraft until this whole thing happened with this lawsuit. He just basically said enough is enough. I don't know if Chris is going to go back after this whole thing is resolved. And he might, but he's been playing Final Fantasy XIV since The Realm Reborn. And now, just in this current expansion, in the last 2 years, a lot of, especially the last year specifically, a lot of people have been coming over to Final Fantasy XIV, such as Bellular, which I'm not. I mean, he's okay content creator. I just don't really care much for the style he does stuff. But I have watched a couple of his videos, so he's not totally bad. He's actually done a couple things right. I mean, he's got more subscribers than me, so he did something right. But he's just not somebody I really care about. But he's a well-known in the WoW community, and he's starting to have a presence in Final Fantasy XIV. And recently, just like at the beginning of July, I think around like July 4th, to be precise, we got a new one known as Asmongold. And Asmongold, as you guys know, he's probably the most well-known person. He's got 600,000 subscribers, and on his first day of streaming Final Fantasy XIV, he had over 200,000 people watching him. And there was also the whole thing about, and this is kind of embarrassing to say for someone who plays Final Fantasy XIV, which is this is a game I love. I've been playing this for a while. Heck, you can even look at my character. See, I'm level 529. That is almost the best you can get. The only thing I am missing that can make it a full 530, because 530 is the maximum, is I just need to do a savage fight, which I do not have unlocked, but it's a savage version of this. Future Senpai and Krista here. Whichever you want to call me as. Doesn't matter at this point. Because this is going on both of my channels. Anyways, the thought, I realized in editing I did not finish the thought about the thing that was embarrassing. And the thing that was embarrassing and stupid is when Asmongold was streaming on the first day, people would stream snipe him. And what that means is people would hinder his quest progress they would kill all the quest enemies that he would need to move on, and they would also cover quest NPCs. And there was one actually, this was actually covered on YouTube, but there was one with a huge whale mount. They covered the NPC with their mount, and they ended up getting a ban, which is, I'm really glad that person got banned, because that is there's a rule with Square Enix in Final Fantasy XIV, and if you grieve in any way for someone playing the game, you will get a ban of some sort. It would be like a few days or over a week, and this person got 9 days. And in terms of grieving, I'm gonna be quick on this before we get back to the main video. What grieving is that you do something destructive to where people cannot play the game or enjoy the game. Like, you could do stuff like in dungeons that would be that could be grieving. Nothing really comes to mind there, but I'm sure that something could be done, like I don't know, maybe purposely dying all the time. But as far as that goes, you could just kick the person out that's doing that. like I said, grieving, you could also, as I said before, is covering NPCs and blocking the view of from other players that are trying to play the game. And I'm not overly familiar with grieving. It's just, it's something that I know I should not do, and like anything that I'm not supposed to be doing, I never do. In fact, I rarely even say anything in game that would be considered to be toxic. I mean, I'm no saint by any means. I mean, there's been times where we would wipe in game, and I would say, come on guys, there's no reason to wipe here. And some of those times I'm actually right. There's no reason for us to wipe on some of those things that. But anyways, I blabbed on long enough, so I'm gonna get back onto the main video. So we'll just get back to it. These are just the normal versions. I have not done Savage yet today. Not the current Savage anyways. I've done the old Savage. And I just want to show you guys a little something. This is something that people had who played the game ever since it was new. Just 1 second. See that the tattoo on my character's back? Well, that's proof that I've been sticking around since 1.0. Now, I wasn't a regular player back in 1.0. In fact, I only got up to level 13. Also, if you also want to know, I think part of the reason why people are coming over is, well, we are going. Final Fantasy XIV is getting it's getting the end of this Hydaelyn Zodiac arc that we're in, and what that means if you don't play the game, it basically means this is the first thing that's been going on since A Realm Reborn, and it's finally ending in Endwalker. And Endwalker is set to be released on November 23rd, and if you pre-order, you got early access. It'll be November 19th. Now I will be playing on November 19th because I have pre-ordered the game. So I think I've said like everything I needed to say, but I'm just gonna. I just realized, there's one thing I would like to add. The thing that, if the whole thing with Blizzard were to ever happen to like Square Enix and Final Fantasy XIV, this is the reason why I care about that. Is I would not want that to happen to my game, because I have put so much time and effort, as you saw with that tattoo. That tattoo is not just something you can buy or earn. That is just something that people who have stuck around since the beginning of the game, and that was like a little something from the developers is saying, hey, thank you for playing this bad game that ended because it just failed. I think 1.0 ended in 2012. There's actually a no-clip documentary. I will post a description down below about it. And also there's a thing from Speakers Network. I think it was Speakers Network. So like the Fall and Rise of Final Fantasy 14. That is a really good series. That is a lot of production value in both of those series. So Speakers Network with the Rise and Fall of Final Fantasy 14, or is it the Fall and Rise? It's whatever. And then the No Clip documentary. Those are really good. I've watched both. I think I definitely watched the whole thing about No Clip. I think if I haven't watched the whole thing about Speakers Network, I've watched most of it. So, and I think I'm just gonna end it here. I think I've said like everything that needs to be said. I can't really think of anything else to say. So, but if you just I'm just gonna close out. If you like to just support me on Patreon, you can find me at down with the link in the description below. And you could also if you can't really support me on Patreon, just click the like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Again, this is not something I'm used to doing, so if you guys didn't care about this kind of thing, well, I'm not gonna be doing this a lot. Anyways, I'll just see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.